You know, I'm really excited about my last video. And there's a reason that you might not expect why I'm so excited about my last video. As you might have seen my last video, I started talking slower in my own rhythm. And I took my time. And I came back to connecting to myself and sharing my own experience, what I've been going through. And I got a lot of great responses from my dad, who watched it and he said, oh, it was so comfortable, it was so authentic, you slowed down, I liked the rhythm, it was comfortable. And then he told my brother, and then my brother saw my video. They don't watch my videos a lot, just want to let you know. Sometimes, but they enjoyed it. And then one of my clients on my coaching call said, oh, I had like a bad day and I just wanted to have something positive, so I just went on your YouTube channel and I saw this video of you sitting on the bench and I love your new style. It was so, you slowed down and your vulnerability and your just, it was, she said it was like a podcast. And I realized something, and I said this to my coach today, I realized something. I used to be this guy like, especially, and I keep gonna continue this on my Instagram and TikTok, where it's like, perform, and make sure there's no gaps, and bring it all together so the people with ADHD can watch it and they can keep their attention. But I realized with that method, you're also attracting a lot of the people who cannot concentrate, who don't want to connect, they just want to take, give me the most explosive Mr. Beastification that I can get on the internet. And I realized, what the fuck am I doing? And I made a commitment. I said, on my YouTube channel, I'm going to do this experiment, which I enjoy because making the slower videos, I really enjoy and I feel refreshed afterwards. Whereas with the, I have to do this, I have to write it down exactly, and teleprompter and get it up and just, I feel like burned out after, you know? I'm not burned out, I don't feel burned out, I don't want to say that. But I feel like a strong workout and a little bit exhausted, but it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, you know? And now I realize that probably, and I don't care about the views, as you can see, the last video didn't get that many views. It didn't get that many views. No, and I don't care. I'm fucking proud of it. I love it. It's amazing because of the response. Because I realized it's like that Sam Sulek effect. If you don't know Sam Sulek, 3 million on YouTube right now, and he just calmly speaks his wisdom. It gives you time to think. And I think a lot of people, because they want to succeed so much, they think about trying to capture the audience. But now, I'm gonna just do my videos just explaining you guys or sharing what's on my heart and what I'm going through at the moment. And this is something that I learned and I wanted to share with you guys about connecting to people. And my coach talked to me about this because I'm gonna have a seminar coming up. My first live seminar, my first in-person seminar, right? Coming up. And I told him, because of what I learned from YouTube here and the conversations with him, my seminar is going to be different. Because before that I was like, yeah, I'm really good at structuring, I'm really good at giving values, I'm really good at giving concepts, concept value. I'm gonna perform like an artist, like an actor. It's gonna be a performance, I'm gonna be big, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be powerful. And now I realized, yes, that's still gonna be sprinkled in, but I wanna make space for connection. Because that's what people crave, connection. And I want to look at each attendant uniquely, and I'm going to leave space purposefully of where this live seminar is moving. I'm learning. We're learning together here. This is great. This is great. And I'm really excited to explore more about the quality, the connection. And I do believe the people who are watching this and they enjoy it and they see it, like my client said, it was like a podcast for her. She loved just to make her makeup and listen to me and get the concepts. Because before that I was like concept, and you have to really like stay with it, and it's good for the people with the ADHD, you know? But a lot of times those people, a lot of them can be like takers. They're just like, give me what I need and fuck about you. He's just a great genius who can give me all these great things. But I want to build connection. And I do believe that if I do it this way now, that I'm going to build an audience that wants connection and that I can be myself with. So it's a wonderful thing, and this applies to friendships, to anything. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about me. I was bullied for 7 years in school. 7 years. I'm not exaggerating here. I was bullied for 7 years, okay? And this had an effect on me. It made me maybe then when I tried to make friends, I always thought I have to perform. I have to be entertaining. I have to put all the effort in for people to like me. Even with girls when I was young and started dating, I would just try and impress them. Just trying to impress with my words, with stories, whatever. And it was always this, I have to perform, I have to be the best. And I know this comes from my childhood as well. I don't know how much I'm going to share about it because it's very intense and involves other people. But because of the trauma and challenges I went through in my childhood, where at times I didn't receive love and there was abandonment and it was chaos, I realized I didn't get the love, so I have to be the best now to be loved. Because maybe if I'm the best, I'm going to be loved. And I'm ambitious, sports, I wanted to become the best basketball player, best athlete, best actor, best everything. And this is a great, look, this brought me where I'm at. So I'm thankful for, I don't know if I was born with it or partly it was through my growing up. It might have been both, but I'm a very ambitious person. And I work till I fall down. Like some people when I played soccer said, I'm like a horse that runs till it's dead. I have a very low pain tolerance when very high? You know what I'm talking about. When I want something. So even in relationships or making videos, just try to perform, entertain, be the best. And look, it brought so much value on the internet, okay? And it blew me up, right? And there were great qualities in that. Of course, it's great to give so much value in the best. But a lot of time, but you fall into this fame, success, next video has to be better than the last one, have to get more views, and you become this, trying to give more, entertain, and it's not sustainable. And that happens in relationships as well. Whereas if you know that you are deserving, just as you are, a lot of times those people are very comfortable to be around. They're very comfortable to be around. And also I talked to this with one of my friends, there's an attraction that happens when you give space. My friend and Will, we talked about this recently. It came up in a conversation, and I said, you know what? When you are with a girl and you are constantly talking, constantly filling the space, then yeah, it's entertaining, but there's not really a lot of feelings that come. But if you give the space, there's the ability of connection to happen. And a lot of times, if you are space, when you're quiet for some time, even there's like anxiety and uncertainty coming up. Oh, who's speaking next? Or maybe the girl thinks, oh, should I say, oh, I don't know what to say. And this space is an uncertainty. And a lot of times that uncertainty is also creating attraction. Now, yeah, there's a manipulative kind, which is like when Robert Greene talks about this, say less than necessary, and the fourth law of the power of law. Like we're walking a fine line here. We're walking a fine line. And I can create the positive for you and the negative. So the positive is when we give space, and 70 or 80% of our language is body language. I think we can connect even on a deeper level than language a lot of times, right? And even if we align our language to the space, which is, we can go deeper on that in future videos, because that's a whole big box that we don't have time to talk about right now. But the space that's created can create connection, but also for people, if you want to know, if there's space, sometimes there's feelings coming up, and a lot of people are not conscious about it, and I don't know why these feelings come up, this uncertainty, and they can connect these feelings to attraction as well. So it can give you a plus in like the attraction. Of course, you shouldn't be a bad person and use that. You still want to be a good person, but sometimes we can use things, and it's not really using it. It's more, think of it like creating space like I do right now. I'm quiet right now, right? Maybe I should talk right now, and maybe you expecting me to talk. But if I create the space for the other person to talk, instead of constantly continue talking. Maybe you understand what I'm saying, maybe I'll find better words, but it also happens with us. And this is like the next point I want to go into. If we think all the time, if we constantly in our head thinking, there's no space for inspiration. But also that connects to if we're constantly on social media scrolling, right? On the app scrolling, we constantly get stimuli. On our head is filled with baby videos, whale videos, dating videos, red pill videos, and it's constantly filled. There's no space. So what I realized is, with meditation, with me walking through nature, with me giving space, there's a lot of times an opportunity for inspiration to come in for these ideas. Those ideas that I'm talking to you about today, they were created also through space. And the brain doesn't like space a lot of times if you're so used to giving yourself stimuli. So if you walk through the park in the beginning without music or without anything, the brain's like, oh, we need to think about something. Here's some thoughts. Think about your ex. Don't fall for it. Just bring your senses back outside. And over time, you learn that you create space where inspiration and ideas can come in. And then you need to trust those things and act on those things. And that's how you learn how to trust yourself instead of putting other teachers, other creators on a pedestal. You finding your own ideas, your own connection to the universe. Like, it's so funny when people, oh, I need to be a Muslim, I need to be a Christian. Nothing against Muslim or Christians. But that's also teachings that you got from back in the day. And by the way, I'm going to say this now. This is nothing, don't think I have anything against Muslims, but I'm saying the Christian religion is definitely more loving than the Muslim one, in my eyes. Because the Muslim is with a lot of restrictions, and the Christian is not living anymore on the First Testament, but on the Second Testament. And there's a lot of, when I see on X or Twitter, a lot of the haram, they call it the haram police. Everything is haram, everything's haram. So I don't think with regulations or restrictions that are so close, we can have this space to create a lot. And I might be totally wrong here, but this is also my theory. I talked to someone about this, why a lot of the, maybe I'm wrong here, don't quote me on this, okay, but Christian countries are more successful because there's more space to create, right? Instead of all those regulations, you're supposed to do this and that. Because the Christian countries are living by the Second Testament. So they evolved, adapted, right? Where it's about love and compassion and forgiveness. Now, I'm not Christian, I grew up Christian, but I'm teaching. I created my own space where I trust myself and my own experience from life. Yes, I can take tools from great videos, great teachers like Bashar, Abraham Hicks, Michael Singer, Mark Freeman, and apply these tools. But most people think other people know more. And it's so crazy to me that people with the book from 2,000 years ago or 800 years ago are like, I need to do everything that's there. It's just another, I feel like, trying to get rid of the uncertainty and trying to give responsibility to someone else. So this is also where we can give ourselves the space to trust ourselves, because I do believe we are created by God, and God must have given us the ability to connect to God directly, and we are God. So I guess the talk of today is space. It's space. It is. It's just became it. It's space, and I'm practicing it right now. I'm trying to practice, and I'm exploring it. And I found actually a beautiful notion to give yourself the space and the patience. And there was a great podcast just now that I looked into. It was from Chris Williamson, and there was this psychology guy. I'm so sorry. I think his name is Dr. Oro something, his last name. It's called The Psychology Hacks on YouTube if you want to check him out. But he talked to, no, it was actually, sorry, it was not him talking about it. It was Chris Williamson mentioning it. And, oh no, it was, okay, this is why we're slowing down. So both mentioned it. But he said, I gave myself, the psychology guy, 3 years for YouTube. I said, I'm just going to continue 3 years before I even look. When he started out, I was like, I'm going to do 3 years before I even look up and check if something's working or not. Think of that commitment. And then you don't stop. You say, I'm just going to do this for 3 years. I don't expect next weekend to go viral. That's what most people are. Give me money. And I have so many, even like when I teach people with social media, and I have clients that I help also with social media, there's some people where I can tell them patience, oh, it must be, how can I monetize it right away? I didn't even think like this. When I started out and I became traction, I was just like, I just have to keep making the best videos every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. And the followers, the views, the attention over time will give me the money, but I don't have to chase the money. I just have to make good videos. So that giving yourself the space of saying, I'm gonna do this for, it's less likely for you to stop because you don't have these expectations of next week or next month, it has to work. I have to get all these views. I made years of videos before I blew up. Years of videos. And like I said in the last episode of Welcome to My Show, that I was at Disney marathons and I made these videos for 12 people views on YouTube and continued making on Vine. And the skills that I got though, the skills that you acquire along the way, at some point you become successful because you get the skills, but some people don't have the patience, don't give themselves the space to acquire these skills. And you want to see it as practice. Even right now, I'm acquiring a skill of slowing down and chilling out. It's very comfortable. I like it. I'm gonna just have a coffee tea thing here with you guys. I don't even have to talk because I'm gonna build an audience that just loves just chilling with me. while we talking about things that I'm going through at the moment, outside here in nature, because I always gave myself the space. This whole video is about space. Look at me talking about space. Because I gave myself the space, even in my coaching calls, to every day be outside in nature. There's a power. I'm never in a room. Never in a room. I go at night back to my apartment, and yeah, I'm on my path to buy me a house. I know I'm gonna buy me a house. Even though I live in LA, I'm gonna get the money to get a house, maybe even more, to have more space, which I love space, but until then I have the space of nature. And I do my coach. I've been doing my coaching calls for 4 years outside. 4 years. I had not one client who ever said something. Because I'm giving so much value and I'm more myself because I'm outside. This video has been going on for a while now. But yeah, we've been talking about space and giving ourselves space. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope my client who is usually doing their makeup enjoyed this video again with the makeup, and you guys enjoyed it like kind of like a podcast. But I think the takeaways of this video are literally the connection, building connection through space, and even building connection with yourself through space, because you're constantly thinking, and that's where mindfulness and meditation comes in. Because the more space you get, the more inspirations, the more ideas you get. You know, through working out, I love working out. I did leg day today again. It gives me space. We need to find things that give us space. And that creates a connection. I'm going to do this in my seminar. I'm serious. The funny part is, my seminar is called Taking Up Space. Before I even made this video, before it came all together, but it's about taking up space. But it's about taking up space that we're able to do the valued actions. But now I'm bringing in the idea of space, of connection, and the idea of space in our heads to get more inspiration. There's so many things that came together for me now that I'm going to bring into my seminar. And it came together because I gave myself space. There's a great book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. It's by a pastor. And he talks about giving ourselves space. That's why all the religions have like a free day, like Sunday, where we get the space to not burn out. In the book, he gives such a great example about sailors. I don't know in what country it was, but the sailors came in, and the next person that needed to get on the ship asked the sailors, okay guys, when are we gonna leave again? I have to go somewhere. And they said, as soon as our soul catches up with our body. And I thought that was so beautiful, because we need that time, those Sundays, for our soul to catch up with our body. It comes through meditation, through chilling. There is another, see how it just comes to my mind now, where I'm just more relaxed, more things come to my mind. There's a Netherlands or Swedish saying, it's called Nixon. It's called Nixon. Anybody tell me if it's from Sweden, Denmark, Netherlands, but you can look it up on Google. It's called Nixon. And translated, it's do nothing. It's a literally technique that they do out there, how they live, where they sit and they just sit on their porch and they do Nixon. They do Nixon. They do fucking Nixon. Imagine. Here in the US, you know, I'm in the US, everybody, we don't do Nixon. Like, do Nixon. Do nothing and see it as valuable. And then we have the time to do something again. Something else jumps in my mind now. Andrew Tate said this before. It was so on a podcast. I knew him before he blew up on a podcast with Rollo Tomasi. He said this thing that was on podcasts, I'm always on. I'm lighting up. I'm loud. I'm expressive. I'm focused, right? But he said after the podcast, I'm quiet. I do nothing. I chill in the sauna. It's like this up, and then we need both. The lightning and then stop. The full out and then stop. But if you always constantly have the zzzz on, like, oh, should I work right now? Should I not work right now? Maybe I should this, maybe I should do this. Instead of proactively having times set to do things and to relax, to do things and then relax. Then you're not like the alien video that I made. When you work, you don't think about relaxing, and when you relax, you don't think about working, because you say this is, and this is also a practice. I relax now. A lot of times the brain comes, no, we have to work. And you're like, no, brain, relax. It's a practice. We work, now we work. But if we set those times, we're not confused and we have less resistance. There's so much value today in this video. Look at me. Look at me evolving here. I'm evolving. Look at me evolving. Look at me evolving through space. This is great. I love this. I love this. I think this is all I wanted to say. And I found a beautiful place here tonight with lights. So I'll probably make more videos. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you enjoyed it, your experiences about connection and taking up space. I would love to hear it, because I'm always on Reddit. I love Reddit, by the way, because there's such smart fucking geniuses on Reddit. If you ever go on Reddit and you're like there's like geniuses where I'm like, you're supposed to be a creator. You'd be so great. Like they write like these amazing vlogs and blogs, and I'm like, you're supposed to be a famous creator. You know what you just was a genius. I learned so much. So let me know. Make this comment section like a Reddit thing. Share what connection, space, and I would love even following your heart. This is something that I'm really interested in. Maybe we talk more about that. But definitely about giving yourself space when you talk with other people, you know, and not trying to entertain like I used to try, but instead of giving yourself space and coming to the place where you're like, I'm deserving without doing anything. And this, I do believe, creates better relationships. Whereas the other way, it will always be you are the entertainer and they are the takers, which I think now, I love my audience. I have an amazing people on TikTok, Instagram, but I know that there's a percentage, maybe, I don't know, but there's a percentage of people who are just like ADHD, kind of like attention, and they just want, and they don't really care about me. So I'm trying to build more connection, is what I'm saying. This video is good now. Okay, thank you. I wish you guys a beautiful day, and peace. I'm excited. Probably make another video tomorrow. All right? Love you guys.